welcome back to my YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this cute little pup here. He is no-sew. It works up fairly quick, making him perfect for markets. I did it in a solid color, but feel free to use different yarns and add spots as needed or as wanted. But otherwise, let's get to it. Okay, so you will need your yarn color of choice. I do mine in a solid color just because it works up very quickly. You can totally add spots if you want to. You will need a yarn needle stitch marker. I use bobby pins because I'm a cheapo. Scissors, and whatever kind of safety eyes you want to use, or if you want to embroider eyes. I use a thicker yarn and I knot it, and then I will show you how I do that. I use this as the eye. And then you will need some scrap yarn for your nose, to embroider the nose. I am using Big Twist Baby Bear and a 4.5 millimeter hook. Clover hooks are where it's at. I love my clover hooks, definitely worth it. So we are going to be starting out with a chain 3. So you want to chain 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to be working around the chain, and I like to go in the back bumps. So typically you work here, but for this pattern and really all my patterns, I work into the back bumps. So that's going to be right here. We are going to be doing an increase in both stitches. So that means 2 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then now we're going to be continuing along the other side, doing an increase in both of those stitches as well. And I like to crochet over the yarn tail. So now we're going to be doing 2 more increases, 1, 2, there we go. Now that we got that laid better, 3, 4. And you should have 8 total stitches. So we technically did 4 increase stitches. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then now for the third round, we are going to be doing 3 single crochets. So do that first one and then put your stitch marker there. I put my stitch marker in the first stitch of every round. So I'm just going to pull up some yarn here. So we do 3 single crochets. So we did 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to increase 2 times. So 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we're going to do 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3. All right, and you kind of want to like turn this the right way now. So this is the wrong side. You can see that extra bar here. We don't want that showing. We want the nice clean side. So go ahead and pop that like so. And now on to round 4. So we're going to do 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to do 2 more increases. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and now 4 more single crochets. 8, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, and now we kind of have it forming like so. And now we're going to on to round 5. So we're going to do 4 single crochets again to start out. Let me just scroll up onto my pattern here. I have it in front of me in the computer. Okay, so 4 single crochets. So I did 1, put my stitch marker in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's pull up some yarn. And now we're going to do 4 increases. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Oh no, sorry about that. That's 4. And now we're going to do 4 more single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so on to round 6 here. We are going to do 4 single crochets. 1, put your stitch marker in. And right now we're shaping the face. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do 2 increases. Let's move my eyeballs out of the way. So that's 1 increase, 2 increase. And now we're going to do 4 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And now 2 more increases. 1, 2, and then 4 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you should have 20 stitches. Sorry, I haven't been announcing it, but it should be on text on the screen. So now you kind of have your snoot shaped. So for round 7, we're going to be doing the ears on this round. So you're going to single crochet 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then now we're going to make the ear. So we're going to do chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to single crochet starting in the 2nd chain from the hook. And like I said, we use the back bumps. So we're going to start in this one right here. So, all right, we got 1. So we do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So it's 1, half double crochet, 2nd half double crochet. It's a brand new ball of yarn, so it's like tight. Okay, that was 2. This is the 3rd half double crochet, and then the 4th half double crochet. And then we're going to single crochet 6. So go back into the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we're going to make the 2nd ear. So chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now we're going to go into those back bumps. We are going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do 4 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now we're going to do 7 more single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you should have your little face coming about. We're gonna kind of tack down or pull back the head now and make it look more rounded. Okay, so for round 7, we're going to start with 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then now we're going to decrease. So make sure you're pushing your ear out, and then we're going to decrease in that stitch right after the ear. So it can be kind of easy to miss. So we're going to decrease here. And you want to make sure you do it tight, that way you don't have a hole because you're going around the ear. Try to do it too tight. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and then we're going to do another decrease. So you should put you right by the ear again. This one should be easier though. And then push that ear out, and we're going to do 7 more single crochets. So just make sure you're starting right after that ear. It's easy to miss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for round 9, we get an easy round, and we're just going to single crochet 18 around. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why is it you struggle when you're on camera? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Now you should see your little doggo's face forming here. And at this point, if you want to add your eyes and embroider your nose, now would be the time to do so. So let's grab your eyes. If you want to use safety eyes, go ahead and do that. If you want to skip to the next part, go ahead. I will show you how I do my eyes with my little knotted yarn here. So this is burnout blanket that I knotted. Sometimes I use Posh yarn because that's pretty durable as well. So depending if I need it a little bit thinner or the eyes a little smaller, I will use Big Twist Posh. So we're gonna add eyes around, let's see, rows 5 and 6, about 5 to 6 inches apart. It is kind of odd because the nose kind of turned here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I kind of like to line them up around the ears, and feel free to do your eyes wherever you want. It kind of takes me a little trial and error. So, especially with the yarn, because you have to do it relatively close. Okay, so I didn't show you guys, I suck. So put your yarn on, and you just want to put a stitch between. So I kind of lined this first one up with this little part of the ear. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So I'm gonna put it here. And then one for this other side, you just wanna make sure there's a stitch between. So there's no, that's where I came out of. So we're gonna go, let's see if I can do it where I can show you guys. Go over, there's a stitch between, not a whole stitch, but you know, some yarn between, because you're gonna knot it on the opposite side. So you basically just don't want it to pull all the way through. And I'm going to put my hand through and kind of pull these tight so you can get an accurate of how it looks. So this is how it's looking, and I'm gonna go ahead and embroider the nose before I tie off my eyes, because I want to get the full picture here. I feel like it's kind of giving me kangaroo vibes. So, and for the nose, I just embroider, I'm gonna stick my yarn in from a few stitches away from where I want the nose. And I'm just gonna embroider like where we did the starting chain. So this is a very small amount of yarn. I'm trying to be stingy, and I don't like that, so that's gonna be too thick. So I'm just gonna go here and just make sure it's centered. Okay, that's not gonna be centered. Let's go back to where we were. Sorry, this is I'm crappy at explaining embroidery. So I'm just gonna go around like 1 or 2 stitches from the starting chain, and then I'm just gonna go around twice and see how that looks. Let's go ahead and do 1 more, and then I'm gonna go down a little bit to give a little, I don't know, like a little mouthpiece. I don't know what you wanna call this. So I'm gonna go up under where I have those 3 stitches here to hide where I'm going, like where the yarn is gonna end, and then I'm gonna come out over here because this is where I'll knot it. Actually, it doesn't matter because if the item were stuffed, that's what I would do, but since the item's not stuffed yet, we can just tie it off inside. Okay, there we go. It's amazing what a little snoot can do. So I think it looks pretty good how it is, so I'm gonna turn my piece inside out basically and knot these ends together. And that is all I do for my yarn eyes. And I do eyes like this on most of my smaller pieces. I do not use safety eyes at all. I have a toddler in the house, and toddlers are just not very smart. So I just don't want him in the house. And he takes like most of what I make. So just playing it safe over here. All right, so now that everything's knotted, push it back through, make sure nothing got deformed. So this eye looks like it got squished a little bit, so we're just gonna floof it up a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we're ready. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to go on to round 10. And the good thing about embroidery is if it looks like crap after you get the item finished, you can cut it out and restart. This, I do feel like his nose looks maybe a little slanted. I'm gonna leave it how it is for now because it may not be an issue once we get him stuffed and everything. So on to round 10. We're gonna do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot perform on camera today. Then we're gonna do a decrease. And then we're gonna do a single crochet. Then we're gonna do a decrease again. And then a single crochet. And then a decrease. And we're gonna do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on to, that should put us at 15 stitches. If you want to start stuffing your item a little bit, you can. On to round 11, we're gonna do a single crochet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one because I took my stitch marker out, and I'm gonna stuff it a little bit. Because you really wanna make sure you get some stuffing in the nose and the snoot. So when the hole gets smaller, it makes it a little bit harder to do. So I'm just really gonna stuff the snoot. All right. And then, so on this round 11, we're gonna do 1 single crochet and then a decrease all the way around. So that was 1 single crochet. We're going to decrease, single crochet, decrease. So we're gonna do it 5 times. So that was 2, single crochet, decrease. That was 3, single crochet, decrease, that was 4, and then the last one, single crochet, decrease, that was 5. And so now you want to, your hole's pretty small, you can go ahead and stuff them a little bit more. And if you want to kind of just start stuffing as you go, because you're going to make his little weenie body now. And if you want to make the ears smaller, go ahead and you can do that. I know it's a little late now, but on your next one, just do shorter chains, or if you want to make them longer, do longer chains. All right, so for round 12, we're going to increase 10 times. So put my stitch marker in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8, 9, 10. Sorry if you can hear my dogs click-clacking on the wood floors. All right, and then on to round 13. So you should have 20 stitches because we increased 10 times. So round 13, we're just going to single crochet in every stitch around. So that's will be 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, and then the next round, so starts with a single crochet. We're gonna be making the first little feet, and on this one we're gonna do a triple bobble, whatever you want to call it. It's the same as a bobble stitch, just you're doing a triple or treble crochet. So I will say, depending on your tension of your stitches, you may have to move these. I know some of my testers had to move them, I think slightly, 1 or 2 stitches. So if you can do it, and if they're not under the body, like this is the bottom, we did 1 single crochet, then we're going to put the first foot here. If you're not like at the bottom and you're over here, do a few more single crochets. Just adjust how many stitches you have between. So 1 single crochet, and then for a triple bobble, we're going to yarn over twice, put our needle through the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 more loops, but we will not finish this stitch. We're going to do that and again. So yarn over twice, put our hook under the stitch, I cannot talk, sorry, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more. You should have 3 stitches on the hook, 1, 2, 3 loops, sorry. We're going to do it again, yarn over twice, put your hook through the stitch, yarn over, and then we're going to pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 more. Now you have 4 stitches on the hook. We're going to do that 1 more time. Yarn over twice, I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again. So you should have 5 stitches on the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're going to yarn over, pull through all 3, or all 5, sorry. So now you're just back to 1, and you just want to make sure that you're not going to hide, because sometimes this can be so poofy you end up hiding this stitch here. So we're going to go right into the next stitch with a single crochet, and don't worry about it if it's like facing the wrong way, your bobble stitch, we can fix it later. So we're going to do 2 single crochets, and then we're going to do another triple bobble. So if you need to rewind it for the explanation, go ahead and do so. I'm just going to do this one again without explaining it poorly, I should say. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1 more. And these are just a little bit bigger than a bobble stitch. If you want to do a normal bobble stitch, you can totally do that as well. And then now we're going to single crochet 15. So just single crochet all the way around, or the rest of the way around. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go down a little bit, sorry. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if your bobble stitches are not poofed out like mine are, then just stick your finger through and push them out. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I remain in the middle of the screen here. There we go. All right, so for the next, let's see, 6 rounds, you're just going to single crochet around. So you should have 20 stitches, so single crochet around for 6 rounds. If you want to make your body shorter or longer, you can add more rounds here, and then I will meet you back. Okay, so you have done your 6 rounds of the body. It should look like this, and you can go ahead and stuff up until now. I don't like to overstuff because I don't want the stuffing being in my way. And now we're going to make the back legs, and once again you may have to shift these depending on your attention. So single crochet, and I am going to do another single crochet, so I'm having to shift mine as well because you can see I was over here. So now we're going to do another triple bobble for the back leg. So do that. It's 2, 3, 4. And pull through all 5 of your loops, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets between them. So 1, 2, 3, and then now do your triple bobble again. So that's 1, 2, and my yarn is starting to squeak. I do not know why. The worst noise. 3, and the last one. Oh my goodness. So we have 5 loops, pull through all 3, and now we're going to single crochet the rest of the way around. Just kidding, we're not. So we're going to do 5 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to decrease, and do 1 single crochet, then decrease, So if you had to shift your stitches, you just want your decreases like one on either side. So make sure your decreases aren't over here because you're kind of going to start curving down to create the little booty. And then 3 more single crochets to finish up. 1, 2, 3. So as long as your single crochets aren't like off to, or your decreases aren't off to the side, you should be fine. And then on the next round, we're going to do 1 single crochet, decrease times 4, so 4 times, so 1. And now we're going to decrease, and I do invisible decreases. That was 1. This is 2. 3. 4. And then single crochet. And you want this stitch to be basically like right between the ears, because this is going to be where we're going to make the tail. So for the tail, we're going to chain 8. So just kind of keep an eye on where your tail is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're going to just slip stitch back down in every stitch, starting from the second chain in the hook, or from the hook. And I use those back bumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we are going to do a decrease. And then we're going to do 1 more single crochet and decrease. And then now is the time to check that tail placement. You may have to shift it. And the next round may shift it a tiny bit as well, because we're going to be finishing off and closing it. So we're going to be doing a decrease in every stitch around. So you may want to wait and see if it looks close enough. Like mine is close enough here. In the middle, proceed on. Definitely stuff more now, because we're going to go down to 6 stitches after this. So stuff as much as you can without it being in your way. Sorry, my husband's doing some yard work, so the doors are loud. And then now we're just going to decrease 6 times. So 1. And this is going to be our last round. 2, 3, 4, oops, 4, oh my gosh. Oh my god, he knew I'm recording too. That's the worst part. Okay, and then this other decrease, you're gonna have to push the tail out. So just grab a stitch from each side, and obviously just don't push the tail into the body. So decrease, and then you should have 1 more decrease after that. And that should be it. You want to finish stuffing all the way. I like to chain 1, and then we'll cut off a decent amount to tie our item off. So I chain 1, and then I pull it all the way through there. And stuff as much as you can. You may have to remove one of your decreases if you can't get the rest of the stuffing in there. And if you have like smaller yarn than that I'm using, these would be like perfect little keychains. Otherwise, they make like good $10 to $12 items unless you're using big yarn. They're just relatively simple, nothing fancy. So I feel like I can't price them too high. They really don't take long at all once you get the hang of it. Okay, let's see. It looks pretty good. And make sure he stands up. If you don't stuff the body enough, sometimes the head is so big he won't stand up on his own. So he's standing up I got the body a little bit firmer than the head. That's okay. So now to close off, grab your yarn needle. And I like to weave in and out of the outer loops. So I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna go down, and then we're gonna go grabbing just the front loops, just weave in and out, and it gives you a nice closure here. So once you do that, then you kind of just pull close, boop. And then there you have it. And then I just weave my yarn tail in and out a few times to make sure his booty is nice and flat. Make sure the tail looks good. I thought my tail was off, but we're okay. And just secure your yarn tail and pull it in the body to hide, and you're gonna be all done with your little pup. Thank you so much for following along my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your little pup turned out cute. Feel free to sell these little guys at your markets. Like I said, I usually sell them between $10 and $12, depending on if I do anything fancy with them. You can totally change up the colors and give some cute eye patches, change the tail length, change the ear length, and kind of change them up a little bit, or do some type of variegated yarn. If you post any on Instagram, please tag me at Siberian Stitchery. If you would like a written copy of this pattern, you can find it on my Etsy for a few dollars. You can always use the code YouTube20 for 20% off my written patterns. That way you can find it easier after you making this tutorial. You don't have to keep re-watching the video. All right, if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you, bye.